Hi, welcome to Conscious Healing Energy. My name is She. Today, guys, is May 1st, 2019. When you add those numbers up, you come up with 8. 8 is the sign of infinity. And when we're talking about eights, we're talking about advancements. We're talking about manifestation. May is coming in with a boom. So this week's energy reading is starting off with the power of the 8. Last month was a beautiful month, April, bringing spring around. Flowers were blooming. Easter season was among us. And heavenly angels were all around because we also had April 4th, which also ended up being another 4-day, filling us with those 8s of infinity. 4 is a very powerful manifestation number, and so is 8. So for our energy, I used the crystal to determine which ones we're going to use. And coming into May 1st, being an infinity time, I think it was beautiful that the crystal said, let's go with Choco Ray. Choco Ray is power and protection. And in Reiki, being a Reiki master, we're doing energy and energy healing for all of us. So we're not just doing one set of signs, although the month of May is taking Aries out and bringing Taurus in, that we find the beauty of a master symbol that's going to help us start this month off. And with Choco Ray, we're talking about cleansing, purification, protection, and it's associated with the physical body being protected, finding power, and being healed. I actually doubled it with the master symbol of Dacomo. In Reiki, you actually are dealing with power symbols that deals with energy, and energy is everywhere. Energy is all of us. And so if we are vibrating with the universe with energy, we really find the intent to tap into that energy. And if you can tap into that energy will help you to heal yourself, your mind, your body, and your soul. That's what they're talking about. When they're talking about coming into alignment with mind, body, and soul, we're talking about on a level where the whole body is in harmony, it's in balance, it's in tune with the environment, it's in tune with the trees. And spring is a beautiful time to have a body tune-up, because we're talking about spring coming forth. During the winter months, things go dormant. Even if you're in a beautiful tropical island, you still have the equinox that your body and its surroundings are dealing with. So although the winter may be different than it is, say, in a colder climate, we're still talking about winter is hibernating. The earth hibernates itself. And so rebirth in life can come forth when springtime comes, summer comes, May is here, trees are green, flowers are starting to come and blossom from underneath the earth where it has been sleeping as seeds all winter long. So I doubled this power up starting today with the Reiki Master symbol. It is the most powerful symbol in Reiki. And as a Reiki Master, this symbol combines the 3 symbols that are used in cleaning and healing and bringing forth enlightenment through the healing of Reiki. And the Daikomo symbol is a sacred symbol, and it only can be used by a Reiki master who has gone through the process and done the work to become a Reiki master. So we're going to go into these cards with a feel of consciousness, with a very powerful energy behind them. So we're going to see what the cards are going to bring us for this week. So this week for us is starting May 1st, Wednesday, hump day, the middle of the week, and it'll carry us straight through to next week. And once we get into next week, and we'll see how far these cards will emanate and beyond, because the cards from last week, I tell you, they did blossom through the week. And if you didn't see the goddesses reading that I did, that also helped propel and power up this past week that brought us into May 1st. That kind of just that little bonus took us out of April. We're going into a Taurus month, the sign of Taurus, the bull. We're going into retrograde. Saturn is also going into retrograde, which is a good time for all of us. Father time, they call Saturn. Time to manifest and get some things done before Father comes back to say, what have you guys been doing? And you want to be able to show and say, look, I have a bounty. My seeds have flourished, my flowers and my gardening has grown. So I have meditated. I have also shuffled these cards a couple of times. The intent is set. Our intent for the week starting May 1st is for power and protection. And this energy really is going to last because of that master energy of that Daikomo. So I'm going to do a little shuffle, dear cards, master shamans, all the spirits. We're looking for a card. I got quite a few cards that came out here, and I have quite a few that kind of flipped on me. So these were sitting on top. So we have the blade. We have, oh wow, the Aiden cross. Wow, very powerful cards here. Oh, this is a lot of cards that also came through. Wow, so we have corn. We have 6 cards. We have flow. We have the curse. And we have the vision quest. So we're going to take these cards one at a time and unwrap them. Wow, if anyone out there is dealing with some bad energy where someone or something has brought, just dark energy in their life, we have the curse. So we're going to unwrap this and see what's going on here, okay? So the cards I'm using are the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Wow. The screen in the background is a powerful energy that uses vibrating tunes of music. Vibrations, as I speak of often, is the vibration and being in tune with our bodies, our mind, our soul, and resonating with each other through this beautiful earth and beyond the universe. And getting in touch with our higher self and our higher powers through that vibration. So I have vibrations of 639 and above playing today to give us some very powerful juice to get our month going. So when we look at the card, the blade, It is the number 6 card. Our first card is 6. So when we talk about sixes, we're talking about perseverance. When you look at the typical, the classical tarot deck, the sixes, all the sixes. And you would also say that this blade could also be considered a sword. And swords are patience. Swords also mean they can cut deep. You know, it gives you power, it gives you strength. If someone was to get in your way, watch out, because you got the sword coming their way this week. The essence of the blade represents sharpness of the mind, body, and spirit. Pointing upward, it summons the power of the heaven. When aimed down to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Wield it wisely, and it will transmit power, bestowing intuitions into an initiation to cut those energy cords from the past. So when we initiate cords are like baggage. They're like strings that something or someone or maybe a job, a place, people can hold on to your cord. You know, they have a game, you know, when you see people playing a tug of war and there's like people on one side of each side of that cord, and they're pulling and they're trying to pull to one side or the other. And whoever has the strongest strength actually pulls the other ones over past this midway point where they mark, you know, how the game would be played and won and in past that halfway point. So when you have cords from the past, that means, you know, there's something that's holding you back, pulling you, keep pulling you backwards. So it's making it harder for you to go forward. So with the blade this week, toxic relationships is a great time to actually initiate cutting those cords, and use it with anger, and it will slash, stab, and kill. So be careful, because this is a very powerful card. When the blade is out, the swords are swinging. So when you do it gently, when you just cut those cords away, you sever relationships, you sever bad habits. When the blade is upon us, it's inviting us to draw your blade. But remember, if you draw that blade, you have to use it. The tongue is also a significant blade. So be careful that you are not hesitant or you're wasting time in idle talk. You know, when it's time to cut the cord, it's time to cut the cord. Heaven and earth are aligning you and helping to support you and giving you your power so you can take that blade and slice, dice, have decisive action, and overcome your fear of hurting others just by using your blade. But make sure you use it wisely. Wow. So we also have another powerful cards. These are some I can't even say beautiful cards. I'm just going to say powerful cards. So when the Adine cross represents the cosmology of the shaman, it depicts, if you see it, take a good look, the 4 cardinal directions, the upper and lower worlds, and steps to reach these realms. The hole in the center is a gateway to travel interdimensionally. Wow. The proverbial eye of the needle we can all go through to experience higher status and states of awareness. We can also gain wisdom and to break free of what it means to live in linear time. So when this cross shows up, the invitation is to start a great journey. It's time to raise your gaze from the Monday, day to day, and it goes right with that blade because it's basically saying now things that were beyond your grasp are here. It's time for manifestation. It's time to allow new wisdom to guide you and stop trying to make sense of everything. We ponder like, why? You just go with the flow, just say yes and cut the cords. And with this blessing of this cross, you can't go wrong. Wow. Our next one is corn. We all know corn is abundance. Corn is harvest time. Corn is eating good in the neighborhood. It's like hanging out and bringing the family. It's like Mother Earth is saying spring is here. And all the vegetables and fruits is tending to the garden. And if you've been tending your garden, it's harvest time. Corn represents the mother of substance and tangible abundance. This symbol represents material prosperity in the world of the form that provides stability and substance to many. There is more than enough. When we talk about scarcity, do not be afraid. There's more than enough for all of us, for us to share in the bounty. Corn around Thanksgiving time, that's what corn symbolizes. There is enough gold for all of us to share and for all of us to eat. But don't forget to share your corn. Share what God has given you. You planted a beautiful field of dreams, and if you worked hard, even in the moments when you were losing faith, but you continue, now the spirit of the corn is here to honor and show you a bountiful harvest. When I say it's time to reap the rewards of hard work, trust that the financial rewards, all kinds of prosperity and blessings are waiting when the symbol appears. And don't forget, please don't forget to share your good fortunes. And when we talk about flow, being in the flow, May is coming in for us. We can't even make this up. You saw it. You saw those cards fall out. Oh my God. I can't make this up. I cannot make it up. That's why I shuffle live. I shuffle live because you have to see the magic flow for yourself. There is a natural movement of events in the world. You can see it in the phenomena such as in the tides, the flow of the oceans and the rivers that rise up from the earth, then flow back to the sea. The symbol of flow represents the effortlessness. Did you hear me? This is effortless time. Natural movement towards a certain destination. It signifies an ability to be graceful as this movement, it just moves all the obstacles out of the way for you. When flow comes to visit, it's a sign that if your intentions have been set, it is now the time to let nature run its course. Just let it run all over you, and just the least path of resistance. It's when you're in the flow, when the music is flowing, your partnerships are flowing. If you're an artist, your creativity is flowing. Everything is coming from your soul. This is destiny. So enjoy the ride. And she is so beautiful. She's showing you the energy in the power of her hands. And when I talk about the power of the hands, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Reiki energy. Let's see what this curse is all about in the midst of all this abundance and beauty and masterful flow. We have a card that has come up in the mist called the curse. And so when I think about a curse, it sounds like someone, and when you look at the colors, you see her eyes. It's very dark, but it's also very beautiful. The curse, the essence of the curse, when we talk about the curse, we're looking at a number 5 card. And the curse refers to limiting stories of our ancestors and the karma from former lifetimes that preordained the events of our lives. It is from former lifetimes, sources of negative patterns, and it can show up as a disease, a destructive force, or a blockage on our creative energy. The curse holds us hostage to a false story that we confuse for reality. Recognize the original wound that it is playing out in our lives so it can heal. So it's time to recognize your sources of limitations. It's saying, did your grandparents live in a mindset of scarcity? Did you inherit genes for heart disease? Were you a slave or a master in the past life? This karmic legacy is ready and waiting to be seen, to be untangled and be released. So I got to tell you guys, this is why the blade came. The blade came because it's time to cut all the curses from karmic past, whether from our ancestors or from our own doing. So you just have to be truthful with yourself. You have to be honest. You have to look in the mirror and say, I'm cutting the blades of karmic crosses that people have came through. You go through the whole of that cross. You look up, you look down, you look to the right, you look to the left, and you find out what crosses that need to be bare, and use that knife generously but gently by cutting and not being afraid if it hurts someone's feelings in the process. The Vision Quest. Oh, I love this card. She's dancing. So if she's dancing under the moonlight, the golden moonlight, so there's some sun and the moon is coming into the daybreak of day. When that sun starts to set, when it turns orangey, kind of yellowy, and the moon is in its mist, the essence in the Vision Quest says you face your fears, embrace your mortality, and then meet face to face with spirit. When we feel stagnant, a Vision Quest brings our lives into perspective. We realize our flaws, our potentials, and the opportunities life is now offering us. We remain on a Vision Quest until we find the key to open a new door or write a new chapter in our life. And the way we find clarity, the invitation in the Vision Quest says make sure, and this is a theme that was going all through April as well. It was spending that time alone, taking time in the nature. If you live in the city, go for a walk in the park. If you live in the country, make sure you spend outside time in contemplation. Get off the couch, get away from your desk, get outside, it's spring, and enjoy nature. It's all around you for you to see. Smell the roses. Look at the trees. Enjoy the nature and let your heart sing. So, wow, This is coming for our week ahead. We got a very strong week. So if we're going to enjoy these blessings of this flow of the bounty, in order for you to grasp hold of your share, it's no scarcity. There's enough. There's more than enough. Your share is waiting for you. Can't nobody take it. It's waiting for you to cut the cords. It's waiting for you to get in the flow. It's waiting for you to find your power. And remember, you're protected. You are protected. So go get your bounty. Go find your creativity. Go manifest in all areas of your life, in everything you do right now for this month of May. And it's starting today and beyond. It's only going to become more and more beautiful. It's all in the cards. Look at them. They're beautiful. They're here for me. They're here for you. And I hope you take every inch of this manifesting time and listen. If you got to listen to this video one more time, understanding these cards and how they can penetrate your life right now, take advantage of this energy. It is powerful. I brought out my master Reiki energy. And so if you don't manifest right now, if you don't manifest in the future for the rest of this month, then that means you are not in the flow. Please, my friends, get in the flow, trust and believe, cut away what is no longer needed in your life. Clean house, spring is here. It's time to grow. It's time for abundance. It's time for wealth, health, and happiness. Namaste.